All right, welcome to Movement RX, the adaptive athlete version. So you guys, today we have a pretty special group, a special lineup. Wow, I didn't get enough sleep last night. This is Brian Riley, a special guest of mine that you see every month. We have a special guest from San Francisco CrossFit, Max. You want to introduce yourself briefly?
Yeah, from San Francisco CrossFit. I have special adaptation of my leg. Got in a car accident when I was really young. Lost a lot of important stuff on the lateral side. So now I'm just trying to figure out how to move correctly.
Now, what is your website?
I started a website called goodlife.org to chronicle my journey of how to untangle the mess that is my leg over the last 20 years.
All right, so with Brian, he has what we call below the knee amputation, and he's using a walking leg, and this is something he uses with weightlifting. Max is part of the salvage limb. Right?
Yep.
So salvage limb means he's got, the skin and the bones there, but it's just they're kind of contorted a little bit. And then here's Alec. He is the owner of Fathom CrossFit, and he is missing. So all these guys actually are missing huge amounts of ankle dorsiflexion, which is really important when you squat. All right, whether you're overhead squatting, front squatting, back squatting, and today we're kind of mostly focusing on the front squat. So all of these guys were adapting. We're helping their ankles so they can get a little bit lower in their front squat because the front squat is very front loaded. You guys can laugh about that. Now with Alec. You're like, wow, that's not funny. Alec wears a wad lift in his right shoe. So this helps him because of the limited ankle dorsiflexion. Helps kind of take that calf muscle out of it, limited subtalar joint, and allows his body to actually get lower in the lift to be basically safer and more symmetrical. So you guys go ahead and pick up the barbells. Okay, so go ahead and get in your front rack position. So you guys learned this in the last video. The front rack position is full external rotation, partial shoulder flexion, partial wrist extension. So with Brian here, Brian, go ahead and squat down. So go ahead and come back up. With Brian, I put a 10-pound plate underneath his heel. So he's getting some input through that lighter leg that he has. Go ahead and do it one more time. It also helps him go ahead and come back up with the alignment of his shoulders, hips, and ankle. All right? Thank you, Brian. So Max here, we adjusted his front rack, just his hands a little bit outward, so he's a little more set up in his spine. Now, because of the differences in the way his knee joint moves, he's going to squat down just a quarter of the way, staying as upright as possible. Go ahead and squat down. And come back up. So with him, I'm adapting him with a 10-pound plate under his lighter limb, so the salvage limb, because when he squats down lower, he starts to get a shift to the right. So this helps him with that shift to be able to get a little bit lower, but I wouldn't make him go any lower than a quarter of the way because it's just going to make his spine twist in ways that's not super healthy, especially under load. Thank you, Max. Now with Alec, it's an invisible wad lift in his shoe, but when he squats down, so he's going to be in front rack position, good, he comes up. So with the tissue, so in his leg, so we have to do there's got to be a lot of soft tissue mobilization to get that sliding surf moving, but that wad lift allows his heel not to come off the ground. So he gets in a pretty set up position, and if he goes down, you can see shoulder relatively over that hip crease over top of that heel. Thanks, you guys. So this is a pretty special occasion to have these guys out, but for all of you guys out there that have athletes that come into your gym with any one of these situations, or athletes that need adaptations, remember the alignment factor. It's super important, and the things that could go wrong if you just let someone do douchebag position front rack. I don't like the pooping dog or driving those elbows up. Make sure you set your athletes up correctly, and if they need an adaptation, which everyone does, then do it right. Play around with it. and at least you got some ideas from today. So thanks, you guys. And definitely check out, what's the website again?
Goodleg.org.
Goodleg.org. And glad you're visiting, and thanks, you guys. Have a good day.